Hey, what you're going to see now is a demonstration of the difference between presenting material with a PowerPoint presentation and using Big Picture. Now, Raj is going to run this, and we're going to start here with the PowerPoint version of the material, which happens to be creating a website for a product or service you might be wanting to deliver, but it could be anything in the context of a business. So first, let's go through the PowerPoint and see what happens.
So creating a website, there's 5 steps. So I've broken down this in 5 areas. So know your website goals, plan before you build your website, create a great user experience, add valuable website content, and gain a workable knowledge of SEO. These are the 5 steps that you need to consider before you start building a website. So if I were to go to step 1, know your website goals. Are you looking to sell products? How are you looking to get visitors to sign up to a newspaper? How are you looking to convert users long-term and short-term? Is it all of these things? It's very important to outline the goals of your website before you create a website. Step 2, before you build your website, it's best to plan out all the pages that you want. So you've got the home page, the About Us, maybe you've got product specialists tools as well. Like you want to create those websites on, pages directly on your website as well. Step 3, how do you create that user experience, that UX design? If you haven't got an upfront mindset, then you probably are thinking, how are you going to keep those users engaged on your website? It's very important to have this on the mindset when you're building your product. Also, your content, it needs to be valuable for the user who's going to go onto your website, who's going to read it, look at pages. If you're a product, as we're looking to sell products on this website that we're looking to build, we need it engaging, we want it interactive. You also want maybe areas where you can write reviews or people's previous comments. Like, for example, Amazon, when you look at a product, you look at reviews, you probably scroll down and see what people have said about their products as well, and their experience using that product. The final step is when you're looking at content and writing content, you probably want to look at keywords, and you want it engaging. You don't want to look at the purpose of just SEO. You need to make sure it links with your content, is meaningful, so you can create that SEO and create those sitemaps that Google loves to see as well. So usually at the end of one of these presentations, you'll probably will ask questions at the end, or you might have it engage it in the beginning.
Okay, great. Thank you, Raj, for that. So it's gone dumpty-dumpty-dump through the slides of the PowerPoint. Very little engagement and collaboration as you're going through the material. And note there, Raj was talking about the engagement coming through the questions at the end. Now, we flipped that around with Big Picture, and what you're now going to see is Raj using exactly the same material, but in the context of the Big Picture board. And this would be supporting a conversation with the people that you're next to, left and right, in a virtual room or physically. And let's see how the engagement and collaboration and those connections build up.
A interactive board. So same process. What I've done here is I've outlined the steps on the right hand side. So I'm going to and these are the processes. So we're going to go through step 1, setting up your website goals. So think about you're in a room and you want everyone engaged. So everyone will have this board which they can use and interact with. So process. So if I start with what is the main goal of the website? So the goal of the website is to make money. We want to make money. We also want to know, like, who are our customers? So we've got customers here. And what journey are they going to go through that process? So what we want to do is get the customer. We want to put them along that line as well. Yeah. Who is the customer? And what are they coming on to buy? So while you're going through that journey, you probably need to think as well, okay, you've got the customer who's one of the key stakeholders. You also want to look at who else is going to be involved in that process? So you've got your marketing team here. Got your sales team. And as you can see how easy it is to just move these pieces onto the board. And rename these as well. So the purpose of this website, we're going to be selling furniture to people where they can purchase it online. So, okay, so if we know our product, which we'll just say our product is so if we say our product here is let's get a label in. Let's say we're selling chairs. So I'll move this to operations and I'll tell you why shortly, because operations are going to be delivering this to our customer. So who's going to be involved in this? So you got the ops manager here, or the operations team. It's interesting how these came. I probably just maybe clicked on them by mistake. Remove those. Okay. So we're going to outline the goal of this is to maybe sell some of these chairs and tables. We've got the customer who's then going to engage with the sales team. The purpose of the website is obviously to make some money. And also we probably want to think about how we're going to deliver that to the customer as well through the website. So you can already see that we're thinking of selling a product, but we're also looking outside the website on what all the other things and everyone else that needs to be involved. So that's one journey or one of the goals of the website. How is that going to work? So if we were to focus on step 2, so I'm moving this over here so you understand which step I'm on. So if we were to look at step 2, which is before we build our website, what else do we need to consider? So we probably need to understand with the marketing team So I'm going to put some labels in here. So we probably want to look at the pages for the website. You probably also want to consider product information. Also want to consider how we're going to share this information to the sales team. Who's then going to sell it to the ops manager, but also that product information how is that going to be translated to the team's operations? So I also want to say that how many more questions is this raising this process, which will then which also involved other people to interact, because you're starting to now think, we're building a website, we're building, who else needs to be involved? Who are all our stakeholders? So we spoke about the marketing team, but also what we might do is we might not be the one, we might need also to speak to our suppliers that provide us the material. And these suppliers might be providing us the wood. I'm going to put material here to help us build these. To help us build our products. We also might have partners involved. And these partners may be resellers. Again, you can see now from a marketing perspective, if we've got resellers, they probably need the same information what's on our website. What products are we selling? Are we going to create, from a page perspective, are we going to have a reseller page that these users can sign up to? So if we were to go draw back another arrow, we spoke about product pages. So if I go back to marketing here, so you can see different pages are creating from this process that you may not have been able to come up with if you're going through that PowerPoint linear approach. So we spoke about some of the areas that we spoke about: marketing, who have been involved, sales, operations, but something that we haven't also looked at as well is we've spoken about what we need to plan before, but we also haven't spoken about below here the management team. We'll leave that as team for now. So the management team will probably be involved with making the decision, and will probably be communicating across all stages. So it'll be a two-way communication. So if I show it coming from the management team, well, they'll be communicating with the marketing team. Sales team will probably be communicating as well back to the management team what the sales, and the delivery team will probably be communicating back to the management team as well on how operations going. And then so if I said so that's the first two steps. And now we're going to talk about user experience. So this is going to be more focused around the customer. So if we talk about here, right. So I've got 2 points with the customer. I've got him or her at the beginning. I've got them at the end as well. So while they're going through this journey, what what do they see? So when they hit the first page with sales, which will be the home screen, what information will be directed towards them? So how would you, so they obviously gone onto your website to purchase something, but what would they first see? So throughout that whole process, what we can do here as well is if we create another box up here, we can now start talking about the home page. And we can do this for each page on interactions. So what would the customer see on the home page? So if we were to grab, let's do another color. What would your customer want to see? Yeah. So once the customer's been on a home, maybe they can go on a product page. We can build out all these different product pages, but I just want to give you an example of what needs to go on the home page, who's influenced by the home page, so who influences the home page, what information goes into it. So we can in marketing team. Also, why not users on the home page? We probably want also, when the customer isn't on that home page, we want to measure and then measure metrics. So how long have they been on that page for? What are they clicking on? What they're browsing on, which is information that can be relayed back to the marketing team, which can help improve that performance. So with metrics and measurements, I'm going to put it back here. You're probably thinking about marketing, probably need to think about website heat maps. Click-through rate. You can see there's a lot of questions that pop up, which you can probably do a lot of recordings on that homepage. How are you going to record that user experience? So, which also brings me on to step 4, which is I'm going to put also here the content. So let's put a label in. So for each page, we'll probably create this user journey for each page. So we could probably have a board for each page and breaking it down, all the things we need, the metrics and recording on that page. So we need to worry about content. Content could be images and text that we need to include. And we need to make sure it's valuable to the customer. And why has the customer come onto our page in the first place? Well, the goal is to obviously purchase a product. When that product is purchased, how does the client get that product? So then it comes to the website, they make a sale, goes to the sales team, it then goes to the ops team to deliver it, which then gets to the customer. We've probably got questions around that journey on how they deliver that equipment to the customer. So we probably, at this point, we've got a process here. And what we want to say about this process is how is it delivered? How is it delivered to your client? Is it by post, transit? The list can go on. So once we've covered step 4, we probably want to talk about the final step, which is step 5, which is SEO in content. Which then will bring us into the marketing stuff with the pages. So when we go through each step, we probably want to look at, so if I were to say, right, what are the SEO challenges we're going to face, because we might be in a crowded marketplace. From a content strategy as well, and an SEO strategy, how we're going to get that to the customer. Who will then buy our product. So I've gone through this pretty quickly at a high level, but I'm sure you've got questions yourself. If I were to zoom out, zoom a bit in, you can see already from breaking down that PowerPoint, we've actually raised a lot more questions. Having different experts, like I would recommend when we build a website, we need someone for marketing, we need someone who's going to help us deliver it, we need the sales team. You may be one person wearing all these hats, but what this also gives you is the ability to wear those hats when you're talking about this process. If you'd like to get in touch, please get in touch with myself or Martin, and we're happy to go through this process with you regarding if you're looking to build a product, a process, or you're having challenges implementing a process or a standard, we can break it down for you.
So there you see the difference between PowerPoint presentations and big picture boards like this behind me and digitally, where the engagement and collaboration flows through the whole material. That's a massive difference when it comes to getting your team in the same room, on the same page, whatever their background, education, or level of appetite is, they can't help but get involved with a big picture conversation. Let us know if you need anything, and thanks, Raj, for a fantastic demonstration.